Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. By virtue of the power vested in me as Rector and Vice-Chancellor, I hereby constitute this congregation of the University of the Free State for the awarding of diplomas and the conferment of degrees in the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences. I therefore award diplomas and confer degrees on all the candidates that the Dean presents to this congregation. In addition, I hereby award diplomas and confer degrees on those whose names appear in the program, but who are not present here today.
Thank you. You may be seated. Dumalang, Sanbonani, Medak, good afternoon. I should start by welcoming all of you equally to this wonderful occasion that we're celebrating today. And of course, it's the graduation of the special people that we see seated there, and I'll tell you more about them later. But firstly, it's my pleasure to recognize the presence of our Vice-Chancellor and Rector, Professor Francis Peterson, who will also confer the degrees today. Also to recognize the presence of our Deputy Chair of Council, Dr. Ramila. Welcome. We are fortunate to have with us Dr. Peter du Toit, representing the convocation. I also want to recognize the presence of vice rectors, whose names you'll see in the program, and you can match the faces. Our registrars who will do the Uding today. Very importantly, of course, to also recognize the presence of the representatives of our Kwakwa campus and our South campus. Very important people here today on my left and on my right are the academic staff who've taken time off to make sure they celebrate this special occasion with you as graduandi today. Also present, you'll see around, our support staff. Some of them are present around here, while some of them are working, making sure that this function goes on well, and also make sure that this is a special occasion for you. Our support staff, so recognize their presence, as well as thanks to them for the support they've given us to bring this occasion together. I want to thank all of you for attending, but more importantly, recognize the presence of the parents, the friends, the families, and the loved ones, because without them, I don't think we'll have what we have in front of us today. So a special welcome to all parents, friends, loved ones of our graduandi. But the most important people today, right here in this hall, seated right in front of us, on the bottom floor, as I may put it, is our graduandi. This is a special occasion for them. This is a moment they've been waiting for. It took years to get here, and we assure you that you will feel nothing but special when you walk on this red carpet. And when you walk on this red carpet, you might even be in a trance. And you might even forget to go to the Vice-Chancellor, but we'll make sure you get there and you are getting your degree. Now, just a few things. When you do walk on the stage, we'll appreciate that there is no dancing, because we have time constraints and we'd like you to get as quickly as possible and receive your degree. So we'll appreciate if you do that. Just talking about being photographed, we have freelance photographers on the outside. You're welcome to use them, but they're really not accredited by the institution, but we allow them to be part of this wonderful occasion. So you do so at your own risk. Then, of course, I want you to refer to page 4 of your program when you can, and you'll see some of the rules. It's very important to observe the rules. For example, your cell phone. I know you want to tweet, you want to send something on Instagram, you want to put something on Facebook, or you even want to send a WhatsApp. You're welcome to do so, but please, if you are going to have your cell phone on, let it be on silent so it does not disturb the sound system or does not disturb anybody else. Now, you're welcome to congratulate and hululate, but of course you must keep it short, because every parent and every loved one like to have the name of the child called, or the graduandi today. They want to hear that name, and it's important for them just as it's important for you. So please keep it short. Now, you'll see, you already referred to page 4. Use of whistles is not allowed. If you do whistle, one of our stewards, our staff members, will come to you and probably will take away your whistle, and you don't want to lose that whistle today, because you still have the other match of Kaiser Chiefs and Chipa to referee. Now, we'd appreciate that during the ceremony that we try not to distract anybody so that we can get on with the ceremony as quick as possible. Now, on your seat, graduates, graduandi, you'll find on your seat there's what is called a graduate exit survey form. Now, that's important for us to tell us whether we're doing things right or not doing things right. We'll be grateful if you take a few moments to complete it and leave it on your seat before you leave at the end of the graduation. So I'll appreciate that if you could complete the graduation. Now, I know you're waiting and saying, but this guy's got a lot of announcements. Can you get on? I want to receive my degree. Well, we're going to go on with it. So let me proceed to the next one to introduce our guest speaker. Our guest speaker today is Professor Anthony Turton. He's a leader in the field of water as a business risk and opportunity. His forming years were greatly influenced by his father, an avid hunter, who had knowledge of and a love for nature. His skill set is somewhat unique in that it combines intelligence, science with environmental science. The genesis of his skills lies in the South African Secret Service, where he pioneered the notion of water as a national security risk, liaising with other intelligence services in the post-Cold War era. Today, Professor Turton advises confidential clients on risk and opportunity. He's an affiliated professor in the Center for Environmental Management at the University of Free State. He's editor of Water Policy, the official journal of the World Water Council, and he serves on board of various publishing houses. Now, of course, you know water is becoming fast a scarce resource, and we are privileged to have someone who's going to really emulate that need and how to really do service to the country in many ways. So I want to ask you all to put our hands together and let us welcome Professor Turton. Professor Turton, please.
Rector, Vice-Chancellor, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here in front of you today. I'm going to go a little bit off script because of various factors, and I want to just relate a story to you that's going to contextualize what I want to talk about today. Towards the end of the armed struggle, when South Africa was burning, a decision was made by a son of this very university, Dr. Neil Barnard, to reach out to the other side to see if we can figure out a better way forward, better way ahead. And I had the privilege of working in a team under that Dr. Neil Barnard in what was known as the Special Working Group, SWG. And in that process, we reached out to the ANC. We tried to figure out how we could make a progress in this very, very intractable problem. And we sent senior intelligence officers overseas to meet them in exile, to see if they would come back unmolested, to see if they would bring a good message back to us, to see if we could, in fact, negotiate talks about talks. And in that process, the ANC decided to reciprocate. And as they reciprocated, they sent a group of senior intelligence officers into South Africa, and I was part of the team that was responsible for protecting those people. But at that point in time, they were still illegal. They had not been unbanned. And there was a certain gentleman by the name of Eugene de Kock who had a different view to this matter than what we had. And he decided to arrest these gentlemen. And we were sent in to go and spring these people from prison. And in this process, I had a good look at Eugene, and he looked at me, and he informed me that I had gone soft on the enemy, and that there was, in fact, a special operation on the way that to eliminate own forces that have gone soft on the enemy, and clearly I was one of those. And I looked at him in the eye, and I said, "But you do what you've got to do, and I've got to do what I've got to do. And ultimately, history will be our judge." So that's the context of what I'm going to talk to you about now. That sort of sets the scene. I'm going to share with you 10 lessons. 10 lessons from my life through this road, a little bit that I've shared with you now. And I'm going to go through fairly quickly through the 10 lessons, but they've all lessons that have served me well because they've come from this very, very difficult moment when you're on your own and you've got to make a decision about what is right, what is wrong. So lesson number 1 is the power of integrity, and this is the foundation of it all. What I like about this university is that the core values of integrity. So my advice to you as young graduates, let your moral compass be your guide in times of great uncertainty. Hopefully you won't have the same circumstances that I was confronted with or my colleagues were confronted with at that time. When faced with conflicting and confusing choices, dig deep and trust your core values. Integrity implies many things. You either have it or you don't. It's binary. You can't have a little bit of integrity. You either have it or you don't. So it's better to do lots of small things than one big thing. It's about the tapestry of life, and tapestry is made up of warp and weft threads. It's the interaction of the warp and the weft that actually guides us into a better future. Speaking truth to power, as I sometimes do, is not always easy, but you've got to do what you've got to do and let history be your judge. So that's the first foundation, integrity. Second one, very important lesson, the power of synergy. There are billions of human beings on the planet. Many of them are smarter than what you are. It's very difficult to be different. So the best advice that I can give you is that there are, in fact, a few truly powerful teams out there. 1 + 1 = 3. The power of synergy is only possible in a team. Going it alone is terribly hard. If you don't believe me, watch your television and see my good friend, Mr. Donald Trump, as he currently drains the swamp and takes on the entire world. And I would like to put some money on the table today and suggest that ultimately I think he will fail, because to do all of those things, a man alone, I think is very, very difficult. Look again at Elon Musk, a South African, a son of South Africa today, dreaming so big. He's talking about sending a colonizing Mars. In your lifetime, you're going to see people actually going out there, probably not making it, probably having all kinds of unintended consequences on the way, but eventually they're going to get it right. So this is what we have. This to you, I would suggest, the Elon Musks of the world is to you what to me was NASA and the Apollo mission and Dr. Chris Barnard, because when I was a small child, these were the things that were happening. These were the things that inspired me. And I would suggest that the British soccer team is unlikely to ever win a World Cup. And the reason is simple. The British media always talks about the hero, the Wayne Rooney or the David Beckham. They never talk about the team. Okay, the team is always more powerful. There's no place in a team for an individual. In a team, it's all about 1 and 1 = 3. That's my advice to you. Lesson number 3, very important lesson, the power of forgiveness. This changes the victim versus the survivor dynamic. Are you a victim or are you a mere survivor? It's so powerful, it's so cathartic to say, I forgive you, I let go. This allows you to move forward. All kinds of things have happened in my life, and each time it's happened, I've always tried to say, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, let's just move forward in life. The truth persists even without my voice. I don't have to be the guy saying that water's bad in the country. People know about that without me. I can move on. When the war was over, I made peace with my enemy. I was one of the first people that reached out, made peace with my enemy. I've just heard today of the death of one of the struggle stalwarts, Zola Squia, and I pay my deep respects to a son of South Africa who played a tremendously important role in founding our young democracy. So, leave the baggage behind. Lighten the load. This creates catharsis and allows one to move forward without bitterness. It is bitterness that poisons the soul and destroys everything it touches. Bitterness is not good. Lesson number 4, very powerful, very important lesson. Don't blame others for your own mistakes. This prevents learning, so you'll simply repeat the same mistake. But you also poison relations and destroy the teamwork needed for success, so you are unable to lock that power of synergy, that 1 + 1 = 3. Mistakes are powerful things. Embrace them. Learn from them. Never be afraid to make a mistake, for that will hold you back and prevent you from growing. When you do make a mistake, apologize sincerely, profoundly, deeply, and mean it. Move on. Lesson number 5, don't try to be brave. You will simply die young. Bravery is what happens when ordinary people are placed in extraordinary circumstances and merely do what has to be done. I've mentioned an example of this early on. There were a countless number of faceless, nameless people that you will never ever know existed that laid the foundation for our transition to democracy. Today, where literally hundreds of millions of people in the Southern African Development Community area have a better life today because of maybe 120 people that were doing something back there. So, That's important. Don't try to be brave. Lesson number 6, also a good one. Be inquisitive and dream big. Never be afraid to dream big. Never let people say, this guy is delusional. Nothing wrong with being a little bit delusional. Healthy delusion is not a bad thing, okay? When I was your age, I was inspired by NASA. I used to lie on the veldt I grew up on a farm, and I would lie in the veldt, and I would look up at the moon with a pair of binoculars, and I was just amazed that human beings were going to walk there soon. And I was trying to see if I could see the footprints, okay? But I was absolutely in awe about this. Chris Barnard, when he did his thing, I was at boarding school at the time, and I established a little team of kids at boarding school, and we were experimenting on frogs and trying to do all kinds of weird and wonderful, terrible things, I must confess now, because we mostly got it wrong. But nonetheless, we learned, okay? So, if you can dream it, you can probably be it. Think of Elon Musk. But remember, if it's big enough to have never been done before, it also means that many mistakes will be made on the way. When we made a decision, that little special work group, when we made a decision to buck the trend, to reach out to the enemy, to start seeing if we can't lay the foundation for a better future for South Africa, no one had done it before. Never been done before. So there were many obstacles in the way. We figure it out as we go along. Look at driverless car technology today that was proceeding very well, and suddenly, about a week or so ago, a cyclist was killed. The Apollo mission saw many failures before any success. And arguably, I would suggest that the greatest success of the Apollo mission was Apollo 13, that many regard as a failure. Because Apollo 13 was the one where they said, Houston, we have a problem. And Gene Kranz, the mission controller, a hero of mine, said, failure is not an option. We will bring them back alive. So we learn out of our mistakes. Unlock the power of the mistake by turning it into a lesson. Be part of something bigger than you, because if it's something bigger than you, it protects you, but it also inspires you. Lesson number 7, go beyond your comfort zone. You will never know how high you can fly until you are pushed from the nest. This is learned by many young people in very different ways. I'm not going to go into all the details now, there are many lessons. But as a professor, I constantly push my students, and those that work with me know, I will always constantly push them out of their comfort zones, because I know that they can reach heights that they are unaware of. So you as individuals are your own limiting factors. Figure that out. Stop being your own limiting factor. Push the limits. Reflect on this as you enter your new life outside the university. Lesson number 8, terribly important lesson. They're all important, but this is a very important one. Please don't take yourself too seriously. We all think we're wonderful. We all think we're leaders. We all think we're incredible. But guys, let's get serious. Let's not take ourselves too seriously. Laugh often and with others. Embrace friendship. Love deeply and sincerely. Speak honestly. Never be afraid to apologize. Balance work and pleasure. Stay healthy. Don't do drugs, because you'll probably live to be 100. Eating humble pie is both healthy, and I can tell you, as a person that's done it, it tastes good. It gives perspective and helps you to position yourself correctly in the context you're immersed in. You're all going to be immersed in a context. It shifts the focus from me to us. Me to us. It's all about us, not about me. It overcomes the toxic effect of narcissism and builds teams. Lesson number 9. Terribly, terribly important. They're all important. But this one is really important. Really, really important. Embrace diversity and dissent. A team that doesn't have dissent in it is not a functional team. Be useful to others, because that gives you value. Become part of a solution rather than remaining part of a problem. In my space, the water space, all the guys, problem. Try and figure out a solution. 3.5 billion years of evolution has shown us that biodiversity is the core to survival as a species. Democracy tells us that different viewpoints create a better solution. Human evolution over the last 200,000 years was only viable because our hominid ancestors learned that survival in a wild and savage savanna driven by climate change was only possible in family groups stayed together and learned how to cooperate, learned how to not squabble with each other, learned how to build their team, okay? This implies the resolution of conflict. Work in harmony, respect all races, cultures, and religions. Embrace your enemy. You know how powerful it is to go to your enemy and say, my brother, my sister, we same people, we flip sides of the same coin, but you know, I reach out to you. It's incredibly cathartic, believe me, okay? If you do this, it gives you a bigger pool from which to find wisdom. And here I suggest that you should truly desire wisdom above mere knowledge. You all have knowledge. Knowledge is what you learn in textbooks. Wisdom is what happens when you start to remember what you forgot from learning your textbook. Acquire wisdom, truly acquire wisdom. That's something very, very different. Lesson number 10, the final lesson. Never chase money. If you chase money, you become a mercenary. It's no fun. Do things that you love doing. Do things that you're good at doing. Money will chase you. And when it's a complete reversal in the way things happen. But when you're on your deathbed, as you will be one day, no matter how wealthy you are, the outcome will still be the same. Avbob is waiting. Learn to determine how much is enough. For that is balance. That's a very profound question. How much is enough? At what point, I'm approaching retirement and I'm dealing with this right now. How much actually is enough when we're uncertain about the future? When you have enough and you are blessed enough to earn more, be generous to those that don't have enough. Always say when seeing a beggar, and there are lots of them around, okay, and growing in numbers, look at them and say, there, but by the grace of God go I. So in conclusion, I would like to just suggest to you that these 10 lessons cross-pollinate one another. They form a matrix, the warp and the weft that I spoke about earlier on. Congratulations to those who will be honored today, for it's a tremendous achievement. You've come a very, very important milestone in your life journey. But don't make this believe that you will always be a success. Big world out there, lots of sharks. Got to swim among sharks. You see, I'm pushing you right now to go even further and higher than you thought possible. For those not honored today, take courage. Your time is yet to come. World's long, lots of sand in the hourglass. Your ship's going to come in. Take courage. You're all God's creations, and you're amazing in your own right. I hope that you can learn from these 10 lessons, and I hope that you go on to live a long, happy, and productive life. With that, I thank you very much.
Now, they had a powerful message, 10 lessons. And I think one of the lessons there, of course, is about money. And I think very clearly and rightly so. Don't let money consume you. Enjoy life. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce our performing artists for today. Now, some of you may know Frank Sinatra. You might not have been born then, but you would have heard his songs. He was one of the most popular entertainers of the 20th century, forging a career as an award-winning singer and actor. Sinatra in Concert is a collection of 4 of his popular songs. It includes Theme from New York, New York, It Was a Very Good Year, The Lady is a Tramp, and My Way. The arrangement was done in 1981 by Jerry Nowak, an American composer, conductor, music pedagogue, clarinist, and saxophonist. This item will be performed by the Free State Youth Wind Ensemble under the direction of George Foster. And they said to me, they're just going to do it their way. George Foster and company, please go ahead. Let's put our hands together for them and welcome them. Derek Foster and team, thank you very much. I saw all of you in a real somber mood. In fact, I saw some of the mature audience almost wanting to get onto the floor to dance. That's how much you enjoyed it. Now, people like Derek Foster and his team are becoming scarce because the musicians are becoming smaller in number, but we are proud that we can still make sure that you enjoy events like this, and we hope that you can support these events. At our Odeon Theatre each week, we have something different happening. If you can attend, we'll be excited if you can attend. So Derek Foster and team, thank you very much that you could bring a team like this together to celebrate this wonderful occasion. Thank you very much. Give them another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. As they would take leave of us so we can get on with the graduation ceremony. It is now my pleasure to ask the Dean of the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, Professor Dani Vermeulen, to present the candidates in his faculty. Professor Vermeulen, sir.
Mr. Rector and Vice-Chancellor, I have the privilege to request you to award diplomas and confer degrees on the candidates that are introduced to you. Vice-Chancellor, we will start with Agricultural Science, a Bachelor of Honours degrees, a Bachelor of Agriculture Honours majoring in Agricultural Economics. August M.M. Maclo R.C. Molatudi T.J. A Bachelor of Agriculture Honours, majoring in Agricultural Management. Fakade A. A Koza D.M. Lenghuabala KJ. Matebula TV. Moeng KS. Van Eden LMJ, ja. Vice-Chancellor, Bachelor of Agriculture Honours, majoring in Irrigation Management. Pelster KJ. Van der Westhuizen TC. Bachelor of Agriculture Honours, majoring in Wildlife Management. Fouchier Daniel F. and a degree with distinction. Graad met lof. Van Bouillon A. Vice-Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Agricultural Economics. Creer R.W. Verstoude W.P. A Bachelor of Science Agriculture, Honours majoring in Agronomy. Germeshuis S.F.J. A Bachelor of Science Honours in Agriculture, majoring in Plant Breeding. Van der Merwe J.B. A Bachelor of Science Honours in Agriculture, majoring in Soil Science. Mslalwa A.V. Saunders Z. Teke S. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor in Science Agriculture Honours, majoring in Agricultural Economics. Mofolo KB. Mukwevu H. Netchefefe K. Van der Merwe JC. Alisa N. Vice Chancellor, we now proceed with the Building Sciences. A Bachelor of Architecture Honours. Badenhorst M. Benzane KS. Bester PJ. Beyers Modley and a degree with distinction. Graad met lof. Botma A. De Wet H.J. Goodrich N.S. Klemp C.L. Klinker V. Mabe P.M.E. Machet B. Mokke K. Rabi G. Roos C. Saad J.H. Smith J.B. Trieter D. Van Jaarsveld L.J. Van Staden C.E. Van Seil M. Venter A.F. Venter J.A. Wessels S.D. Wild N. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Architecture Studorium, Honours. Lombard E. Posthumous HW. A Bachelor of Science Honours in Construction Management. Liebenberg L. Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours in Quantity Surveying. Becker AP. Oops, sorry. Gous ME. Jordan E. Moss Melissa, and a degree with distinction. Ralushe L. Seal GC. Tron JF, and a degree of distinction. Graad met lof. Van der Vyver R. Van Niekerk RL. Vice Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours majoring in Construction Management. Botus H. Magolosa M. Oosthuizen RB. Uys DC. Van Deventer PR. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours majoring in Quantity Surveying. Konjwa KN. Gusha C. July SB. Ledimu TTT. Aleko Manyane MP. Ludere GS. Machile HE. Mathieu IE. Mjuleni S. Muroka MS. Mpele MR. Mugadza B. Noganta B. Ricozzo NW. Van Rooyen L. Van Rooyen N. Van Skalkwyk R. Foster J. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Spatial Planning Honours. Chapi K.S. Dube M. Jonas M.W. Kabe R.N.P. Letty T.E. Makobo T.D. Mameja K.S. Manielo K.W. Mokechi M.V. Ndwa M. Natengwe M. Falane K.I. Shapumba Nealungwe J.A. Tlapane M.K. Tazi Q.N. Vice Chancellor, we now proceed with natural sciences and we start with the diplomas. Advanced University Diploma in Disaster Management. Maneja R.L. Makwarela Maluatsi K.U. Motaung J. Motapu M.A. Ndabankulu Q. Pakisi T. Vice Chancellor, Postgraduate Diploma in Disaster Management. Paloi AP. Piela SN. Adibane LA. Dinga MR. Fortuin ERE. Gumede LF. Kumang MP. Mosla Kuana DG. Moyo B. Mugeri N. Nduvela JJ. Antutang K. Porto ZV. Setebe MI. Tau MN. Tede SP. Tukuta P. Vice Chancellor, we now proceed with the Bachelor Honours degrees, a Bachelor of Science Honours in Consumer Science. Buku PZZ. Fredericks L. Lekuje NP. A Bachelor of Science Honours in Home Economics. Napu MA. Nklopo LL. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Actuarial Science. David JM. Timu LP. Paulson CH. Stapelberg A. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Agrometeorology. Kanye MG. Maluleke, sorry, Maluleke S, sorry. Ravele T. Towogi D. Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Applied Statistics. Becker Esther, and a degree with distinction, graad met lof. Ferreira M. Klapu ZL. A Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Astrophysics, people that's going to the moon. So, Deploy DSC. A Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Behavioral Genetics. Burger San Marie, and a degree with distinction, graad met lof. Marx E. Vice-Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Biochemistry. Kassir Karen, and a degree of distinction, graad met lof. Mare Sophia S, and a degree of distinction, graad met lof. Ogunjinka M.I. Sebisi K.P. Van der Walt E. A Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Botany. Adams L.D. Vice-Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Chemistry. Erasmus G.H. Faber Jani, and a degree of distinction, graad met lof. Jacobs F.J.F. Chakosi K. Kap L.E. Mentor K. Moss L. Smile. Madao M. Oosthuizen U. Parrot Lisa K. and a degree of distinction. Graad met lof. Tlaole Boitumelo and a degree of distinction. Van Wyk Martinez R. and a degree of distinction. Graad met lof. Vice Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Computer Information Systems. Botha B.S. Mokobo L. Juvenis J.P. Obarei S. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Computer Science and Informatics. Loopsher Johannes P. and a degree of distinction. Graad met lof. Madingi LL. Pinar F. Year. Stein Marnus and a degree of distinction. Graad met lof. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Entomology. Boyson R. Whitehead Liesel and a degree of distinction. Graad met lof. A Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Environmental Geology. Bauer M. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Environmental Science. Senukwane LV. Stein C. A Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Food Science. Loreto M.R. Makalemele Bonolo L. and a degree with distinction. Mofokeng Tabiseng J. and a degree of distinction. Vice Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Forensic Genetics. Dule Kayla, Bianca, and the degree of distinction. Graad met lof. Intra A. Letsatsi NH. Motswane ML. Mpike BT. Pandelani RK. Khadebe AM. Ru M. Sebulai MJ. Van Deventer Lucinda and the degree of distinction, graad met lof. As Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours majoring in Forensic Science. Bota Tia. Mokone KK. Falole PA. Roos Rebecca and a degree of distinction, graad met lof. Tulo KM. A Bachelor of Science Honours majoring in genetics. Blom E. De Koning B. Jacobs R. Klink Malien and a degree of distinction, graad met lof. Magagula NV. Makolo K. Mbira TE. Monkwe TD. Nslapo MS. Notani MD. Panyane L. Sekobo TJ. Sieopa MP. Tekisu MS.
How do I pronounce your name?
Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Geography. Chakri M. Mabukhana L. Maseko LN. McPherson TAM. Modise TIS. Morake L. Motepe RP. And Nema Konde IT. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Geohydrology. Eliasser JH. Kadila Alina NI and a degree of distinction. Mabasa NM. Manundu SS. Mofokeng TT. Modao F. Mukwati U. Smile. Pichi V. Sibaya N. Vice Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Geology. Weileveld F. First, Yesia. And Nicholson M. Oosthuizen BV and a degree of distinction, graad met lof. Ramakatsa DG. Segopa KL. Vice Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Mathematical Statistics. Nikon Yeni A. A Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Microbiology. Brink JTR. January HP. Manders M. Ndebele B.Y. Nkosla W. Radzuma T.D. Rasebotsa S.P. Van der Merwe C. Van Niekerk Zelmery and a degree of distinction, graad met lof. Vice Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in physics. Alara S.P. Lombard S.J.P. Makumbane V. Vice Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in risk analysis. Lekata S.M. Smile. Mahaya F.F.I. Manong T.J. Tamae T.V. As Chancellor, a Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Soil Science. Kapola R.N. McLean C.C. Moapi M.O. Stolk A. As Chancellor, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Statistics. Finger KPL. Skibane MI. As Chancellor, and the last group, Bachelor of Science Honours, majoring in Zoology. Duma C. Sutherland Lynette and a degree of distinction. Die graad met lof. As Chancellor, I now present to you the Dean's Medal awarded to a final year student who achieved the best results in respect of an honours degree in the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, a Bachelor's of Science Honours majoring in Forensic Genetics, Dooley K. Bianca.
I think we're all proud on our graduates this afternoon. Our graduates from the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences. You are the people that have to go out there and to help us to grow the economy. Our economy is growing at the moment just over 1.5%. We would like to see the growth going much more than that. And you are the generators of that growth. People that are coming from the geology, statistics, forensic sciences, agricultural sciences. So I think we should give them all a big hand of applause. And then I also would like to thank our guest speaker, Professor Tony Turton. Professor Turton, thank you very much for that powerful message that you shared with us this afternoon. The 10 values or characteristics that he conveyed are so crucial and so important. He was saying the one was more important than the other, but at the end, it's actually the connection, the interconnectivity between those 10 attributes that has got the major impact. But I would like to remind you that the University of the Free State also have a set of core values. And the one value that stood out for me, there's actually two, but the one is integrity. That's a value that we hold dear as members of the community of the university. And that's the value that I would like you to go out, whatever you're going to do and whatever you're doing at the moment, and to always deal with that interaction, the engagement with a high level of integrity. But I do think that the other value that is also crucial for somebody that have studied at the University of the Free State is that value of social responsiveness. The value of not only caring for yourself, but also caring for others. And it's important, it's sort of captured in I think it was the 9th or the 10th characteristic that Professor Turton highlighted, and that is the race for money. And I do think that although that is important on the one hand, because you have to generate wealth, it's also important to ensure that we share that with those that aren't that privileged or those that aren't that well off as what we are. And that's the other part that I would like to see a University of the Free State graduate to differentiate, to distinguish themselves from any other graduate there in the workplace. People is going to look up to you. They're going to ask you where you come from, where you have studied, where you got your degree, and they will judge you. You will judge the value of that degree, not only in the technical content that you convey, but in the way which you convey that. And that's talk about the human being. It's talk about who we are. And those are the characteristics that I would like you to separate yourself from other graduates, from other universities. So I hope that you will, and I know that you will make us proud when you go out there and make your contribution. But I do also know that in your heart, although you have dedicated yourself through hard work to get to where you are, you also remember that it's not only yourself that would have brought you here. There are loved ones, family members, fathers, mothers, guardians, members of the community, teachers that have assisted you, whether that assistance was emotionally, whether it was financially, or whether it was otherwise. And I would like you now to stand up, to take your scrolls and raise it in the air and try to make eye contact with your family members wherever they sit and shout your appreciation for what they've done. So if you can stand up and let us hear that shout. And I think you also will agree with me that you would not have been walking across the stage this afternoon if it wasn't for our members of our academic cohort that sits on the right of me and the left of me, and on the platform as well, that have assisted you, that have taught you, that have had sessions with you to try to explain the content of the material. Those are the academic staff that I think we all have to applaud for their contribution. So I would like you to do the same and give the appreciation that is due to them. Thank you. I personally also would like to take this opportunity to say and say my thanks to the academic staff on behalf of the rectorate. I think it's important that a university is often measured about the quality of the academic staff. Those are the people that contribute through innovative ways of teaching and learning. Those are the individuals that contribute to publications in national and international journals, that are collaborate with institutions in South Africa and abroad, that are not only trying to disseminate knowledge and to transfer knowledge, but to generate new knowledge. And we often are measured, and they often are the proxy from the quality of the institution that we have. So I would like to say thank you very much for your contribution, because you have to balance many things. It's not only teaching and learning, it's also research and innovation, and it's also engaged scholarship. And then you also have to manage your departments as well. So I would like to say thank you again. But it's also important to recognize that the university not only consists of academic staff, we also have support staff, non-academic staff. And they often are in the majority. At the University of the Free State, they are twice the number of our academic staff. They are the people that make sure that functions such as the graduation ceremonies are running smoothly, that we are safe and secure on our campus, that our registration processes and our examination processes are running smoothly. And they are not necessarily always that visible. So I would like to say thank you to those staff for what they have contributed and what they still will be contributing to this institution. They are indeed the backbone of the institution. So let us just put our hands together for our support staff. And then finally, a final message to our graduates is that now that you have graduated and you have got your degree, you are now alumni of the University of the Free State. And the alumni have the privilege to belong to a very elite group, which we call the convocation. And the convocation at the University of the Free State is in the order of 140,000, and they are across the world. The responsibility of members of the convocation is that they really are the continuity between the present and the past. You have to make sure that the quality that you have had in your degree is maintained or even enhanced going forward. You have to tell us as an institution where we are doing well. You also have to tell us where we're not doing well, so that we can ensure that this is an institution that you can always remain to be proud of. And that's going to be your role. And the way that you would execute that role would be that you would be able to elect members on the council of the university. The council of the university is the highest governing body of the university, and they make sure that the university conforms to their rules, their systems, and in fact also their processes. And you would be able to elect members on the council of the university. But you also would be able to elect the chancellor of the university. Our current chancellor is Dr. Khotsu Mogele, and he's a microbiologist, so he will fit in very nicely with the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences. And he will be joining the ceremonies as from tomorrow. So he will do tomorrow and Friday. And the chancellor is normally that individual that we would like to be associated with, because he or she stands and execute and live the values that the University of the Free State would like to be associated with. So I would like to keep in contact as an institution with you, so that that we've got your information. And the other reason why I would like to keep in contact with you, although we're not going to pursue money, money is important, and we will become a knock at your door to make some contributions to the university once you have reached your or settled down in your occupation, because I think it's important that giving back so that new generation of COFSIs can also be exposed and live through the studies the way that you did. So all in all, I'm proud of you. I want to congratulate you again. I know that you're going to have celebrations with your family of loved ones, and you should really celebrate. But I would like you to go out there and be an University of the Free State, a COFSI alumni that changed the world. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the proceedings for this afternoon. The university takes pride, or takes great pleasure in inviting you for refreshments in the EXR building. This is just to the east of this venue. Dr. Matilde Tom Wiem, accompanied by the Graduation Instrumental Ensemble under the direction of Anton Estreiser, will shortly lead us in the singing of the national anthem. After that, you are requested to remain standing while the congregation is dissolved and the main and academic processions leave the hall. So if you can just please rise for the national anthem. By virtue of the power vested in me as Rector and Vice-Chancellor, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of the Free State.